Hello and welcome back to CTRL-AC. My name is Cole.
My name is Andrew. CTRL-AC is the podcast where we talk about coming soon this fall. It's the theme of this Apple event. All of these features coming soon to a theater near you.
They will be here eventually.
Basically, the whole selling point of the entire iPhone 16 series is like a whole feature set.
Mm-hmm. That we
That'll
don't
come
even
one day.
Right, that you don't even get when you buy the phone.
Maybe it's next month.
It's like
Maybe it's next dub. Who knows?
next 2026. This kind of reminds me of the whole BMW heated seat thing.
Yeah, I can't access it yet.
Can't access it yet, right?
But at least it was in the car.
At least it was in the car.
You know what's crazy? The iPhone 17 will be more of an iPhone 16 than the 16 currently is. It'll have all of the 16's features.
Right, it'll be like the 15 and the 16.
We haven't done an episode in a while. I've been moving into college. Cole's been settling into high school. Busy time. Flu going around. Fun things.
All fun things.
We're back now.
We are back, and we're going to try and do this a little more often, not every other month.
Glow time.
Glow
the
time.
iPhone 16 event was held on a Monday. Every iPhone event for the past many, many years has been held on a Tuesday afternoon at 12 o'clock our time. It's like 10 Pacific.
Right.
I looked at my schedule at the beginning of this year.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at my Tuesday schedule, and I thought, no way I'll be able to watch it. I was so happy. I had a perfect class opening that started at noon and ended at like 3. More than enough time. Then Mark Gurman comes out and says, for the first time ever, it's going to be a Monday.
First time ever. So instead of spending the extra day getting the features ready to release on the iPhone 16, they just released the iPhone 16 early and are waiting to release the features.
I had the iPhone event in our time zone, Central Time Zone, was from noon to 1:30-ish. Mm-hmm. I had a class from 12:25 to whatever.
You got to hear about all the new...
So I got to see the watch come out, and then I had to book it. But I was sitting there in class just thinking, the 1 day, or the 1 year. The 1 year they do it on a Monday. It's okay, Tim, because we got meaningful upgrades.
We got upgrades. Do we have them yet? No, but they're there.
Apple Watch Series 10 was the first thing that came out. So overall, the Series 10 is the biggest Apple Watch-ish and the thinnest.
Could we argue it's the best Apple Watch over the...
No, because the Ultra comes in black.
Does this one not come in black?
It does, but the Ultra comes in black. I'm going to get to that in a second. I was about to lie. I texted my group chat, and I said, if the Apple Watch Ultra comes in black, I will be locking my debit card. And it did. Anyway, so Series 10 Apple Watch comes in 42 millimeter and 46 millimeter size. So that is the biggest screen on an Apple Watch. It's actually bigger than the Ultra's screen.
Right.
So the Ultra's case size is 49 millimeters. Mm-hmm. It is a chonker of a watch.
And it's got pretty large bezels too for a watch.
Yeah. I have a photo that I'm going to send you real quick. Okay. And it actually shows the Apple Watch Ultra 2 right next to the 46 millimeter Series 10. They're surprisingly close in size.
The 10 is massive.
The Series 10 is a big watch.
I could not wear that. No, there's absolutely no shot this would fit on my arm.
Now, the Ultra sides are squared and the Ultra is taller, so the Ultra is still more of a chonker of a watch, just because it's taller and it's heavier. The Series 10 is bigger, but it's curved on the sides and it conforms to your wrist a little better.
So it's kind of got that Samsung placebo effect to it, right? It's bigger, but it feels smaller because it's rounded.
Oh, like the Samsung Edge screens?
Yeah.
Or whatever? Yeah,
kind of. How iPhones before the 12 were rounded. But they were big phones, but they just felt smaller because they were rounded. And
when the 12 Pro Max came out, everyone was like, this is a huge phone, but it's the same screen size. Mm-hmm. It was because of the squared edges. That's the Ultra. But the Series 10 is huge. The glass extends further down the sides for an expansive view. The corners are a little wider. It has a wide angle OLED display, which is pretty cool. So what that does is it basically means that when the watch is by your waist and you just look down off angle at it, it is 40% brighter. You can see everything on it a little better. And Quinn Nelson from Snazzy Labs in his video said that tech is from LG. They're using that in their TVs right now.
Yep.
Which is kind of cool. More power efficient LTPO. You can see a ticking hand now for like the seconds.
I wonder if because of like how much, so screens work, right? Like pixels are on and pixels are off. Like that, like it's an OLED, so that means the blacks are just turned off LEDs, right?
Yeah.
So before, was it an OLED screen before?
It's been an OLED since day one.
Apple Watch?
Yeah.
Like it's always been an OLED? Okay. So I wonder if it was just a power issue.
But they've had LTPO since the Series 5.
What is
the
LTPO?
Series 5 was the first. Was Series 4 the first always on? Or was it 5?
5.
5. But LTPO is what ratchets the refresh rate down to 1 hertz.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I guess because it's just one. Well,
because that's why they waited for the 14 Pro to do always on the iPhone, because they didn't want 120 hertz running all the time.
Right, because that takes a lot of power. But if it's just, I get why they wouldn't do it from Series 1 to Series 4, but
after LTPO, I have no idea why.
Maybe they just kind of didn't feel like it.
Uses the power from the S10 chip to put that second tan on there. It comes in jet black.
And I know you are an absolute shill for black colors.
Not jet black, though.
Really?
If it's like the iPhone 7, then no. So the iPhone 7, a long time ago, had jet black.
My grandma had a jet black 7.
Was hers a fingerprint magnet?
Very. Until she got a case.
There was matte black and jet black. And I chose matte black. That was my first iPhone. But jet black always looked better. It was just the fingerprint magnetiest thing ever. And I say that as an M2 MacBook Air midnight color user. Like the fingerprint magnet laptop. Jet black was bad. This is glossy though.
So it's different.
It shouldn't be that much more fingerprinty.
Because jet black was more of like a satin-esque black, right?
I thought it was softer almost. Because the 7 wasn't glass yet. The 8 was when glass started.
Because they was just metal before. It was just anodized metal. Yeah.
For some reason, I thought the 7, like it stayed in your hand better. There was no matte finish. Like it was grippier. So that's it's a really good looking watch. You can kind of see the thinness. It looks good in the gold color. Black looks really good with the like metal band that they have with it. You can play media through the speakers now. So if you like the atrociously bad Apple Watch speakers, you can just play your Spotify through there on a run.
Realistically, the Apple Watch speakers now are probably as good as the speakers we had on stuff like the iPhone 7 and 8 and 10.
I don't know. I haven't ever played something through it. Like the only sound that comes from my Apple Watch is like the
notifications.
Even that I have muted.
Really?
It just dings my wrist.
Oh, that's right. Just pokes you, basically.
But I got what's it called? Watch Tube or something, like the YouTube app for Apple Watch. And I watched a video and it's really, really bad.
I bet.
It's horrible. So I don't know. Maybe they give the Ultra 3 next year like stereo speakers.
Who knows? Maybe. So maybe they like turned it into a portable speaker or something. I wonder why Apple hasn't made a portable speaker yet.
I have always said, maybe not on the podcast, but I've always thought they should make the AirPods Pro case beefier and make it a Bluetooth speaker.
That would be such a cool like thing.
You just put your AirPods case down and you have a competent
Got
speaker.
like a little stand that pops out the back, like a
cool.
Nintendo Switch stand.
So cool.
It'd be pretty cool.
Makes so much money.
You know what else is cool? The antenna being on the back of the Apple Watches.
No more red dot on the crown.
So the crowns were always used to signify between if you had sale or not on your Apple Watch. In like the Series 3 and 4 and 5.
Just where they put the antenna band.
Right. So like if you had LTE, you had a red circle around your crown, right?
And then with the Series 4, they did the circle. Like before Series 4, it was like a fully red crown almost. And then Series 4 and up was just like a little red line on the outside. And now it's just built into the metal under the watch.
Yeah.
They said there's no like change in the performance for cellular, but
moved.
I don't know. I've always like noticed the little red and it's just kind of been part of it. I don't know.
Now it's not. They now have fast charging, so your Apple Watch can now charge from 0 to 80% in half an hour. So better than a Tesla.
That is great, actually.
Yes, very good. That's very good.
My first thought was the Apple Watch Ultra is a multi-day multi-day watch.
Right.
You could just sleep with it and you still have like half battery for the whole next day.
Like at least 2 days full battery.
It's great. The Series 10 is still not. I think it has the same battery life rating as all the other base Apple Watches.
So it's a take it off at night, plug it in.
Right.
Maybe plug it in the next morning.
They advertise sleep tracking so much. So all you have to do now is every time you take a shower at night, just tap your Apple Watch on the charger. As soon as you get out, you've gone from 0 to 80.
Right.
You have more than enough for like the next 24 hours till your next shower.
Right. Which is cool.
If you want to do sleep tracking. If
Yeah.
not, just charge it at night.
Exactly. It's 10% lighter, so that's cool.
10% lighter with the bigger screen too.
Yeah, so it's not just weight reduction. They're giving it a performance boost too, which is always a good time.
I saw some people on my Twitter feed who tried on the Series 10 say that they came with an Ultra to the event, put the Series 10 on, and it was weird because it's almost the same size, but like it was light. Just move their wrist around. I kind of want to buy a Series 10. I've wanted an Ultra for a very long time because of the screen size.
You're also a big screen like user. You like the big phones, you like the big watches. I've never been like that.
If they put 5G in an iPad mini,
that
I would daily it.
I wanted an iPad mini so bad when they came out for it was $400 on release, right? $399.
The new one's like $499, I thought.
Like
it's expensive.
The
for
refreshed
no reason.
mini was I think $399 or $499 on launch. I don't remember. $499, which is a lot for the small, but like it was a super cool device, right? They haven't advertised it like at all in the last 2 years since it released. Basically,
no, they haven't.
I think they did like one run of ads for it, and then nobody bought it. So
the airline pilots do.
Right.
I think it was Quinn Nelson too who said that he used an iPhone 12 mini and an iPad mini. So whenever he was at home, he would use all his phone apps on the iPad mini. And then when he left the house, just take the 12 mini with him.
I had the 12 mini when it came out. And
rest in peace.
Yeah, I absolutely loved that phone. Battery life was fine. It was like 8 hours.
You got 8 hours out of a 12 mini?
Yes, dude.
That's impressive. That is a feat of nature.
8 hours through the day of without charging it, not 8 hours screen on. Right.
I was going to say.
I charged it at least twice a day. But it was a really cool phone. I like smaller phones. I had a 15 Pro. It broke. So now I'm to a 14 Pro Max, and it is a hefty freaking chonker of a phone. The screen is massive. I've got my MacBook Pro 14-inch here, which compared to the 16 inches like an 11-inch Air.
Yeah.
But I like smaller screens. I always have. I can't wear Apple Watches anymore. Like they're too big.
Even like the 42, like the small one.
Because what is your 5?
45.
Yeah, that is too big.
Really?
I don't think I've tried on a 42.
You should try on a 42.
Okay. What is there a...
Or 41, I guess, if it's not the Series 10.
We should go up to the Apple store whenever I go to see if I can get the stuff for my phone. We can try them on.
Yeah, I tried on the Ultra, and that was like... My experience trying on the Ultra was a mindset of, I think I could make this work. Not necessarily like, I like the feel. If that makes sense. It was like the battery life is worth it. The screen is worth it. I think I could get it to work.
You'd have to get used to it. It's like switching from driving a tiny car to like an SUV, right?
Yeah.
Like I've got a freaking Miata right now. When I go and get my dad's Grand Cherokee, like it is such a different, like I've got to readjust how I drive.
Yeah.
But yeah, the size of your watch definitely like changes how you want to wear it. Like I could not wear a Ultra.
My concern with the Ultra too is every time, at least I think, when I would put on a dress shirt, I feel like it would snag on the Ultra too much. I think. If I wore like a long sleeve shirt or a hoodie, because the like ends are elastic, you just go like over the watch.
Yeah, just roll.
And then it's fine.
But I feel like when you're like getting ready for like an event, like where you have to put on a dress shirt, like you're gonna take your jewelry off, get in the shower, take a shower.
Yeah.
Get ready, put everything back on, throw a chain on or something. S10 chip.
Who knows what it does?
It's a chip.
It will make your workout load faster.
Yeah, you can now use your Apple Watch more better.
It has voice isolation too, so when you're taking a call on I don't know who does that. I don't know who walks around talking to their watch.
If you leave your phone somewhere, you have your watch on, you're going to be like, hey, hold on, let me go find my phone.
Exactly. Every time I answer a call on my watch, it's always, hey, give me 1 second. And then I grab an AirPod or grab my phone. It's never, what's up? I'm talking to you on my watch.
I mean, I guess if you're like
That's
at your
never a
desk or
thing.
something, just like typing, you know.
I suppose.
I'm trying to like devil's advocate here, but I can't really do that.
So if you do take calls on your Apple Watch, that has voice isolation. Sleep apnea detection. That is one of those big Apple Watch milestones that they've been working towards. It's that and blood sugar monitoring.
I cannot wait for that.
The day that comes out, that is a like Apple company milestone.
That will that's going to put Dexcom out of business.
I don't know what kind of clearance it would get.
I don't know how well it would work.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't know if it'll be certified to be accurate enough
to replace a CGM.
Right.
And
you know more about that
right.
than I would. I don't know how that works, but...
So CGMs, continuous glucose monitors, they're not the same as pricking your finger and testing the glucose content of your blood, right? Mm-hmm. So what it does is it like, I'm not exactly sure, like, but it's like a little membrane. The needle's just like a little membrane and it like senses some stuff. I honestly haven't done a lot of research into it. I probably need to, but they're not always perfectly accurate. They've got like a delay to it because of like where they are.
Oh yeah.
And like just like how it works, it's not perfect, and they have to have a needle in you for a reason, right? Like,
right.
So I know they've been experimenting with like lasers and
that's what
like,
the Apple Watch would
right.
do. It's like how blood oxygen used to work on it.
Yeah. So I'm honestly really interested to see, because if it works well, Dexcom's out of business.
If it's like as medically accurate and stuff.
Yeah. Like if it's good, like it will put Dexcom and like whatever their sub company is out of business completely.
If we could get to the point where kids with diabetes could just be handed an Apple Watch, like from the doctor.
$500 Apple Watch, not a $5,000 a month CGM that has a needle inside of you. You're just like, here, go buy this Apple product and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Can you get insurance to cover Apple Watches?
They could even do like, even if they made that version of the Apple Watch $1,000. Mm-hmm.
I would buy it right now.
People would buy that.
I'd go out, buy it right
how
now.
much is like a normal CGM?
Depending
like
on
without insurance.
Without insurance, $5,000.
Is that a one-time thing?
And then it's another like $1,000 every month.
Yeah, so if they made it $1,000,
that's what, 10 years of blood sugar receiving for $1,000. With insurance, it's not nearly that expensive, but it's still expensive. More expensive than $1,000 one-time payment, right?
That's the goal, though, and they've been working towards that. Maybe we'll get it next year, maybe not.
Apple accidentally cures diabetes with Apple Watch production. Like the lasers, like just get rid of the overglue. Anyways, sleep apnea detection.
That's good.
Good, we like it.
The keynote said 80% of sleep apnea cases are undiagnosed. Your Apple Watch can't diagnose it for you, but it'll just tell you like, hey, you're showing signs of it. Go see a doctor. Mm-hmm. Super cool.
It is very cool. In the new Apple Watches, it uses the accelerometer to measure disturbances in your breathing. So
I have no idea how that works.
My guess is that like when you breathe, like
do you move that
blood
much?
flows differently. So it probably just like feels, because it's got sensors in the...
It already shows your sleep stages too. Mm-hmm. Like your deep sleep.
The tech in Apple products is absolutely crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like how some of the stuff works is mind-blowing.
It has the depth gauge app from the Apple Watch Ultra. So if you scuba dive, you can use that on the base Apple Watch.
Yet another selling point of the Ultra that doesn't matter.
Yeah, kind of. And then it shows you the water temperature too. I kind of want to try that.
That'd be
if
pretty
I end
cool.
up buying this, I want to hop in our pool.
And...
Yeah, I want to. We have a little floaty duck.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's got the floaty duck with
it shows the temperature. And I will put my watch right by it, and we'll see if it's the same.
I've known you for almost 5 years, and I have never gone in that pool.
Really?
I've never touched the water in that pool.
We will test the Apple Watch with that pool.
It's only $399, dude.
Imagine like
you get basically an Apple Watch Pro Ultra. You basically get an Apple
we got
Watch
a lot
Ultra
of the Ultra
for like
features.
a quarter of the price because the Ultra's what, 1,500 or 1,000?
$799.
About 1,000 with tax. It's like $880 with tax. And then shipping, and then Apple fees, and then Apple credit card charge.
Apple credit card. What in the
Apple monopoly fee.
You have to pay a fee to the FTC because they're a monopoly.
Yeah.
The Apple Watch Series 10 starts at $399 for the 42 millimeter. It's $429 for the 46 millimeter. I think I'm gonna end up getting one. This may have to go on the Christmas list because this is a mighty fine looking watch. Speaking of mighty fine looking watches, this watch looks so good.
It is a very attractive looking watch.
It's blacked out titanium. How could it look bad?
It literally cannot.
But no new features to the Apple Watch Ultra 2. They're not doing a new one this year. So we got Ultra 1 and 2 back to back. Now there's a gap between 2 and 3.
Like there usually are on stuff like this.
Maybe they do an Ultra like every 2 years.
Maybe they're going to release AirPods Max 3 with USB-C and more features.
Maybe they have like a AirPods Max and Apple Watch Ultra.
AirPods Ultra?
At the next keynote. I don't know. But nothing new for Ultra. That stays the same. AirPods 4. So, a week ago, AirPods 3 were one of the two AirPods options.
Yep.
You could get AirPods Pro or AirPods 3. AirPods 3 are the in-ear-ish design, where it just sits in your ear. There's no tip, like the traditional original AirPods. It's kind of a hit or miss design. The original AirPods were less of a hit or miss, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Those were super, because they were so basic.
Yeah, the 3s are more like bubbly and round.
Mm-hmm. Like they either fit in your ear or don't. I know some people who they fit fine. Like my friend I go to school with, he has them. He's had them for like 2 years now.
The 3s?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's never had issues, but like if I try and share them, they just fall out. Same with the Pro 2s. It's less because of the suction of the rubber tip, but I can't wear them for too long because they just fall out, especially at work when I'm up under cars and stuff and I'm laying on the ground pulling parts off. They just fall out.
If I talk a lot too with my AirPods Pro in, they kind of fall out. Like that jaw movement kind of just jostles them a little bit.
Moves them around, gaming.
But the AirPods 4, they look a little sharper than the 3s, like at the front. They're more reminiscent of the original AirPods 100%. Design.
They kind of look like the Pros without the rubber tips on them. But like if the Pros were designed without rubber tips, that's what the 4s look like.
Yeah, they're just a little bit sharper in the front, which I actually think is going to help like stay a little further in
It'll
your
hold
ear.
it in the like depth wise in your ear more, which is what makes the head like them fall out.
There are 2 models too. So the base AirPods 4 are $129. Those have better sound, all that stuff, H2 chip, stem controls from the Pros, and the 179 model adds noise cancellation to the AirPods 4s. Interesting to see how that'll work without an in-ear tip for passive isolation. So who knows if this will actually be good or not, but it should cancel plane noise and train noise pretty well.
Should, keyword.
Yeah. My friend who has the AirPods 3 just ordered AirPods 4 with noise cancellation. So we'll actually get to try those out pretty soon. AirPods Pro remain the same. The Pro 2s will live another year. However, we do get a couple new features.
I'll probably buy the Pro 3s when they come out.
I 100% will.
AirPods Pro 2, they get some new features, like Andrew just said. There's hearing protection. So it now like essentially is just noise cancellation, but for specific like frequencies and sounds. If
someone starts screaming right next to you.
Right, a gun goes off in like somewhere close. If you're at a shooting range, like you'll still be able to hear people talking, but it cancels out loud sounds like a gunshot, or if somebody's like screaming in a grocery store, like there's a kid in the next aisle.
Yeah.
Dang.
Shuts that out.
You can do a hearing test now, so it'll like everybody's done in like elementary school where you put the big headphones on, you like left or right, whatever.
Yeah.
You can do that on AirPods now. You can tap the screen left or right.
It essentially just says tap when you hear a sound.
Mm-hmm.
Plays it at a bunch of different volumes, different frequencies,
different sides.
If that gets cleared too to be like medical grade,
mm-hmm.
that'd be pretty sick.
Insurance covering AirPods. And now they can act as hearing aids, which I don't know why they haven't before. I feel like it'd be pretty easy, just kind of like the reverse of
It's
ANC.
just beefed up transparency.
Yeah, it's literally because transparency just uses the microphone to amplify sounds.
Just brings it all in.
Right.
But this is FDA approved, just got FDA approved, like after the event. And it just uses the Pros as hearing aids.
Which is awesome.
Amped up transparency mode. It really amplifies voices. This is so cool because hearing aids are incredibly expensive and AirPods Pro
Good
are not.
hearing aids are...
Yeah, they're like
expensive.
$5,000. AirPods Pro are not.
They're not. They are
$250.
No, they're like $189
They're $189 on sale a lot.
like every week.
And if
basically.
those can be competent hearing aids, that's pretty cool.
You know what's not cool? The freaking AirPods Max again.
So coming into this event, we had AirPods Max. They are heavy and slightly uncomfortable. They use a lightning connector. They have a horrible charging case, not charging case,
Case in general.
There's no H2 chip. They lack features. They're old.
You cannot justify them for $550.
No, the Sony Mark Vs are so much better.
If you can get them on sale, not on sale, like refurbished for like $250, that's a different story. $250 for a solid pair of headphones.
$550 is insane.
Absolutely ridiculous for these.
But that's fixed because we have a USB-C port and new colors.
That's it. They're now worth $550 plus tax and the Apple monopoly fees.
We got no AirPods Max 2s. So it doesn't affect me. I was never going to buy these in the first place.
Are they going to call it AirPods Max 2s, AirPods Pro Max, or AirPods Max Ultra,
Probably
or
just
AirPods
Max 2,
Ultra?
because they did AirPods Pro 2.
Yeah.
But this is disappointing. Those are 4 years old.
That's absolutely wild.
2020 was when they came out. And you know what's crazy? I was in my dorm the other night after the event, and I heard people in the hall saying, dude, did you see the new AirPods Max? I'm totally going to get those. They look so sick. And I just died.
Maybe they're talking about the colors.
Well, yeah. Like they were. Like the colors sold them. And I died because I wanted to just run out the door and say, no, buy the Mark Vs.
Buy the Mark Vs.
Are they a little uglier? Maybe.
Spray paint them and put
so
them back
much
together.
better.
They are pretty ugly, but they're not bad looking. They're just not good looking. You know what I mean?
I cringe every time I see an NFL player with Beats. I'm like, you have no idea how good all of the Bose ones are. Because, like, just take the sponsor money. Bose sponsors, like, the whole NFL. Just throw the Beats away.
All right, so we got the iPhone 16 in this event. We got 4 of them. We got 16, 16 Plus, 16 Pro, 16 Pro Max, per usual. We've got last year and the year before that.
We're used to this now. Standard routine.
Yep.
What we're also used to is the new dual camera vertical layout.
Yeah,
So
they
this-
didn't like the diagonal, so
And I know why. Do you know why?
why?
So the 12, like the 11 and 12 had the vertical cameras,
Yeah.
like camera and then camera below it.
Yep.
And then the 13 and 14 had that diagonal.
Yeah.
And now it's back to straight up and down. Do you want to know why?
I would like to hear your theory.
Are you sure you don't know why?
I don't off the top of my
You
head.
may. This may remind you. It's for spatial video. Has to do with how the cameras are arranged
That makes sense.
to perfectly capture spatial video for your Vision Pro.
That you're going to buy
Remember that?
with your $3,500
Yeah. That got a minute at
plus
Dub
the
Dub.
$300 tax
updates.
and shipping and
But now you can take your 16 and shoot all the spatial video you want.
Yep.
We get the action button on the 16. We saw that on the 15 Pros last year.
Yep.
I used mine almost not at all for a long time. And then I mapped it to just start taking video.
Mm-hmm.
So I just hold action button and then video.
Okay.
I've actually used that a lot because I know there are so many ways to get to the camera app.
There's an
When you open your
unnecessary amount of ways to get to the
You
camera.
can swipe for the camera.
You can
or
swipe.
you can just hold down on the camera button.
You can go to the camera app. You can get to it from Control Center.
Yeah,
you can
there's-
ask Siri to open camera.
Infinite ways.
You
But,
can map the action button to open the camera.
but there's always there can always be a stutter with that. You can swipe to the camera and you can miss the swipe or the phone screen won't turn on. If you absolutely have to capture something quickly, the action button is like a guaranteed way to get it to launch.
Till you miss the action button and turn the phone off.
The volume just skyrockets. I have hit volume up thinking it's action button.
I did that on mine too. Oh, I want to map mine to just open Instagram and go to the Reels page. quick access.
Saddest thing.
So we also got the camera control. This is pretty cool. It's definitely like a grab bag type of feature. Like
It's another new button.
like the dozen people that are gonna use.
You know
this.
what's funny? I think I heard this on the Vergecast. I'm not sure, but right after we started seeing rumors that like Apple was gonna make a phone with no buttons, we got action button and camera button.
We got two more
physical
buttons.
buttons.
Right.
So it's called camera control.
It's kind of a odd name.
It's
but
not a button.
It's not a button. So it's kind of like it's basically a Mac trackpad type situation. Like it has haptic.
Take your phone in your hand, flip it where the notch or the island is facing the left.
It's
and
like
you're
the
holding it
tapped
horizontal.
It's like the taptic engine home button on the 8s.
Yeah.
Yep.
Flip it where the island or notch is facing the left and you're holding it horizontal. Right where your right index finger naturally rests is where the button is.
Yep.
So it's below the power button, but like far below it on the bottom right side of the phone.
Yeah.
So you press it once and it feels like a MacBook trackpad, apparently. You press it once, launches the camera app.
Mm-hmm.
So you can turn your phone. Press it again, takes a photo, pretty self-explanatory. Hold down, it starts taking video. So it's like a built-in physical shutter button almost. Kind of nice. It's touch sensitive, so you can swipe along it for different camera controls. You can zoom in with it, which is kind of cool, I guess. Anything that eliminates pinch to zoom.
You know, I have a hot take on that. It's like you can do the swipe with your hand.
I don't mind just swiping with the... I don't think it's that bad.
No, it's really not. But like pinch to zoom, I guess. Like let's say you're on just like regular, right? And you just like really quickly just want to go like whoop. It's at 15 immediately.
Do you use pinch to zoom?
No, I've never used pinch to zoom in my entire life, except to zoom out, like to go to ultra wide. Like very rarely, I'll just open camera and just go, you know.
Yeah,
But like I pretty much always use the scroll wheel.
I do too, because you can fine tune it more, especially with 3 cameras.
100%.
But you can zoom with that. You can switch between controls with that. I guess it's cool if you light press it because it's touch sensitive. It puts like a different overlay on the screen and it like gets ready to take a photo like the shutter button would on a normal camera. All of that is cool, I guess. Again, I have my action button for camera, so I don't need the camera button. Maybe it will be cool though. And I use my volume buttons too to take photos. If I'm holding my phone sideways, I always use the volume up button to take a photo.
Same. I very rarely hit the
because I like
button.
my thumb on the bottom to hold it.
Keeps it more steady.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't use it that much.
It's pretty cool. It's definitely just a like what is the word I'm looking for?
Not gimmick.
It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick.
It is.
No, it's a gimmick.
But
No.
it makes normal people excited, and that is the goal. We look at a phone. I look at the 16 Pro, even as small as an upgrade as it is, and I say the screen is slightly bigger, the bezels are smaller, the battery's better, and the camera has no shutter lag. Like that to us is impressive. Normal people don't care. If normal people look at a phone and go, "Oh, there's a camera button," to them that feels like a noticeably new thing. You have to appeal to like normal people.
Right, you've got to make it to where you're not just refreshing the iPhone, you're creating a new iPhone, right? Like you
No
can't
matter
just...
how good the iPhone gets, every Instagram comment still says, "Oh, so it's the same phone for the 20th year in a row."
Yeah.
Oh, they're getting more expensive, which is the funniest one because the price hasn't gone up like ever.
It's gone down
since the
some.
10. It has
Hasn't
not gone up in 7 years.
They're keeping it steady, which is good. We like to see that. If they're just going to keep hiking the price up, they're just going to lose people. Or not, and people are just going to keep buying it. They're going to make a crap ton of money, but
they don't. Every Instagram comment is, "It's the same phone. Nothing's new."
right.
Because normal people don't care about neural engine. You and I may care that the neural engine is faster, but normal people do not.
Normal people also don't care that it's got a 3 nanometer chip. It's the A18. It's a chip.
It didn't get last year's Pro chip.
It did
So
not.
the last couple of years, we just saw the normal iPhone get the last year's Pro chip.
Right.
Now it gets A18.
I don't know why they wouldn't just align the chip names up with the phone, but, you know, I don't know, man. I just buy the phones. I just buy them and use them.
We just finance them through our carrier.
Right. They have hardware accelerated ray tracing, so you now have an RTX GPU in your phone. Cyberpunk, boys. Yay.
Get AAA titles like Sniper Elite and Assassin's Creed. Yippee.
Yippee. Hey, Sniper Elite, don't knock Sniper Elite. That's a pretty fun game for about 10 minutes, and then you get bored because you just see heads exploding.
It's one of those games where, like, if you get tired of one thing, it's all the game has.
Right.
It's kind of just one thing to the game.
Right.
But you can play it on your iPhone now.
You can play it on your iPhone.
Cool.
You can degrade your battery health even more.
Have you played Resident Evil once? The thing they spent 10 minutes on the 15 Pro keynote on?
I played it one time, did the opening scene, got scared, uninstalled it.
I have it downloaded right now. It's taking up like 20 gigs of storage or however much it takes, and I have not opened it.
How do you have it installed? Is it free?
The demo, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I think. But let's see how much storage that's taking. It is using, 3.4 gigs. Never mind. The main one may be a lot more. It has visual intelligence, so you can take your iPhone, open this visual intelligence thing, point it at a dog, it tells you the breed of dog. Point it at a tree, it tells you the tree. Point it at a store, it tells you like the store hours.
Yeah, so
Kinda
pretty cool.
The example that they used in the keynote was of the dog.
Mm-hmm.
The dude pointed it at someone instead of saying, "Hey, what breed of dog is that?" Instead of starting a conversation, he just pointed the phone at the dog.
You're just walking down, some dude just whips his phone out and just takes a picture
Hey, I
of
like your dog. Just hold it. It's not just a picture too. You have to hold the phone there for a while instead
like
of just saying, "What breed of dog is that?"
Right.
Don't be that guy. Don't be the Vision Pro
please.
dad at the birthday party.
Please don't.
Taking the 3D video.
He's got the Vision Pro on. Hey guys, check out this video I took. So the 16 starts at $799. The 16 Plus starts at $899. $100 change.
I actually think $100 difference, no change.
Yeah,
like same prices from last
$100
year.
difference.
Despite what the general public thinks,
Right.
they say it's getting more. The base 16 is not a bad phone at all. There's definitely more stuff year over year there than the Pros. I would upgrade definitely from a 12. 13 you could, I guess 12 and 13 are so similar too.
I say I've always stuck with this 3 years.
That's what I'm doing anyway. Even as someone who deeply cares, I still do every 3 years.
I went from a 12, had a temporary phone for a bit because of the other one broke, and then got a 15 Pro. Good upgrade. 12 mini, 15 Pro, very solid upgrade. 15 Pro to like what it'll be, the 18 by then. That'll be a good upgrade.
Yeah.
If you have a 15 Pro, don't go and buy a 16 Pro.
Yeah.
Or any iteration of 16.
And iPhone 16 gets all of the Apple Intelligence features announced at DubDub. That's all cool. 16 Pro and Pro Max, we get Desert Titanium.
Oh, it's so pretty.
It looks very similar to natural titanium from the 15 Pro. Kind of. It's a little darker. It's more of like a sand color. Hence the name Desert.
I like it a lot. It's very reminiscent of Starlight.
It looks like the 10S Gold.
Yeah, like the rose gold type color.
The screen sizes are now 6.3 and 6.9, up from 6.1 and 6.7. The phones are slightly physically bigger. Most of the screen real estate, though, is due to smaller bezels. Smallest bezels in any iPhone or any Apple product is what they said.
Wild.
Kind of cool. Best iPhone battery life, one would hope so. Fastest CPU in a smartphone, all of the typical claims. Second generation 3nm chip, which is great. Faster neural engine, second gen transistors, better memory bandwidth, faster everything. Up to 15% faster than A17 Pro.
It is more efficient.
It's more efficient.
For the performance that you get.
It's very nice.
Yes.
20% more energy efficient for the same performance. Larger caches for demanding apps.
Look, now you just say that and you're going to brush by it, but that's actually a big difference because the bandwidth of memory impacts the performance of a device a lot. So you can go and buy DDR5 5200 megatransfer per second RAM, throw it in a system, and it'll work. It'll be fine. 5200 megatransfers per second is great. You can still run Windows 11 on 1300 megatransfers per second, right? But how fast memory can do something will greatly improve the performance of a device, especially in games and stuff.
32 gigs of RAM that's really slow is worse than 16 gigs that's really fast.
Really fast, especially on I know we're talking about iPhone, but especially on AMD systems. AMD systems require so much RAM bandwidth.
Because all RAM is just temporary storage.
Very fast temporary storage, basically. It's like what swap is.
Except faster than swap.
Faster, right. So, yeah.
Next generation ML accelerators, all of that stuff. They said that this chip is built from the ground up for AI. So very Apple Intelligence focused. New Fusion camera, 48 megapixels, less shutter lag. That's super nice to see. I've never had a problem with shutter lag on my 15 Pro Max. It's actually quite good.
I mean, I did kind of notice, like, at some points, like, it just kind of took a second. But, like, that's fine, you know? Like,
I've gotten photos of, like, water droplets from a falling stream of water. It's been fine. It's not blurred. The 5x telephoto from the 15 Pro Max last year is on the 15 Pro. That's cool to see. It gets the camera control from the 16. We get new photographic styles for anyone who uses those. There's a lot of cool photo sciencey stuff that's going on with it now.
mm-hmm.
I still don't use it because I think most of those look kind of ugly.
Yeah.
It's always been like a fancier Instagram filter that actually changes the color science.
Yeah, basically.
But Instagram filters look horrible. Photographic styles, in my opinion, aren't that much better. We get 4K 120 slow-mo. It's been on many Android devices for a while. It's very nice to see. We have, what do we have now? Let me open my phone. We have HD 240 and HD 120.
Yeah.
So now we get 4K 120 slow-mo. Should be way better.
Oh, yeah.
4 studio mics now in the phone. They kind of spent a while saying that the mics are way better for video capture.
I wonder if they're really aiming towards, like, that cinematic, like, replace your Blackmagic camera with an iPhone.
I mean, every year they show, like, more and more filmmakers are using an iPhone. Who knows if that's true?
I mean, you can shoot. I've seen some crazy shots done on iPhone, especially recently, like on the 14s and 15s.
The portability is so good. You can mount it to anything.
100%. And in some cases, they're better. Like, they're just as good, if not better, than some DSLRs.
Christopher Nolan is not picking up an iPhone to shoot the next movie.
No. But if he did, you probably couldn't tell.
Yeah. Especially, like, all shot in RAW.
Mm-hmm. So much editing you can do. Reduced noise.
Great to see.
Cool. Audio mix. It separates the background speech and foreground speech.
Very, very cool stuff.
They've got some apps that kind of do that with, like, songs and stuff where you can, like, play, like,
it's
isolate the vocals and isolate the instrumentals, which is really interesting because, like, that's just not really how it works usually.
Right.
But AI is crazy.
In the Photos app now, you can just, like, pick a voice isolation mode. You can click, like, a cinematic mode. So it makes it sound like the video you shot, like the dialogue was shot on studio mics. Mm-hmm. It sounds like super deep. It sounds like this, where it's all crisp and isolated.
Right. Like our videos we do, like where we're really far away.
Yeah.
But you can hear us because of our mics that we've got on. Right. It's like those.
And then in the voice memo app now, you can, like, record yourself playing a guitar and then play it back and sing over it. And the guitar will play through the speakers while it's recording. Mm-hmm. And it will cancel that out, so you don't have to wear headphones while you sing and record.
Which is cool.
Cool AI stuff there. That's kind of a wrap. So, quick summary of the phones. 16 gets action button, camera control, new chip.
Yep.
Those are the big things. And then all of the Apple Intelligence, crazy cool AI stuff. 16 Pros get slightly bigger screens, smaller bezels, faster performance, camera stuff, audio stuff, and all of the Apple Intelligence stuff. They spent a lot of time on Apple Intelligence in this keynote, rehashing all the dub stuff. Those Apple Intelligence features are not shipping with these phones.
Nope.
At least not now. So the phones that get pre-ordered right now ship with iOS 18. All of Apple Intelligence comes with iOS 18.1.
Yep.
I have been using the beta of iOS 18.1 for the past week or so. So I've been using all the Apple Intelligence features for a while. The text rewording, the notification summaries, and it's all good. Like, it's all genuinely great stuff to have.
Oh, 100%.
But no one who buys the 16 right off the bat will have that. So all of the reviewers who review the 16, they can't really review that stuff. If you go to apple.com right now, it says iPhone 16 Pro, and the tagline, even for the normal 16, is "Hello Apple Intelligence." The entire selling point of these phones is all the AI stuff, and it's not on the phones at launch.
Mm-hmm.
Any good tech reviewer would tell you cannot review a product based on like future software promises. You review what's in the box, you review what the product actually is in the moment, and you can't review the Apple Intelligence stuff yet. And even when it comes in iOS 18.1, the features itself are still in beta.
Yeah.
Even inside the public release of 18.1. So in like 6 months, by next dub, hopefully all of the stuff will be out. But the actual meat and potatoes of the iPhone 16 is all coming soon to a theater near you.
Basically.
What we said at the beginning. If you have a 15 Pro too, you'll get all of the Apple Intelligence stuff.
Yes, please do not upgrade unless you are before a 13. If you have a 13, don't upgrade.
Or if you have a 14 and want all the Apple Intelligence.
I mean, even then.
It's warranted for that, but do not from a 15 Pro.
Absolutely not. Even the 14, I honestly think is pushing it.
Unless you cannot bear to see the $1,200 in your checking account. Right. You must get rid of it.
I mean, and you can trade in your old phone too. So like.
Yeah. But I do not feel compelled to upgrade at all from my 15 Pro Max.
Neither do I.
Not in the slightest. The watch is interesting. I kind of want a Series 10. AirPods we're not going to buy because we both have Pros.
Yep.
And then the phones will wait at least another year. But
from last year, this is not a crazy update on really anything.
No, especially not in the Pros.
The AirPods 4 are cool.
AirPods 4 are going to sell.
Yeah, 100%. That'll be like the good $120
And the base
headphones.
16 is actually good. Because that's the first base iPhone to get Apple Intelligence. Because the base 15s don't. So a lot of people are going to buy those phones. And then hopefully we'll see Apple Intelligence roll out pretty soon. But until then, not a huge upgrade. That is pretty much it for the Apple Glow Time event. What do you think overall?
Like I said, I mean, from last year's tech, this isn't anything crazy. But
those AirPods Max colors are pretty.
Dude, I don't know, man. Those AirPods Max are really a hard sell right now.
Couldn't sell me before, but now that they're in pink.
Yeah, 100%.
In Quinn's video, he got super mad over the AirPods Max, and he said Apple released them all in spring colors too, and it's fall.
Can't even do the colors right. I don't know. It's kind of a mid-event. This stuff, the phones are cool. AI stuff is cool. Camera thing is cool. And that's about it.
All of the AI stuff is the coolest part of the keynote.
Yep.
And we both get to experience that next month, or now, in my case, for the beta, on our 1-year-old phones. So don't rush out and upgrade just yet.
But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you want to yell at us for thinking the AirPods Max are terrible headphones, especially for the price, you can tweet. You can not tweet at us because it's not Twitter anymore. It is X. You can message us on X. I am Cole WW Webb.
I'm an Utterly Drew. We will see y'all on the next one.
Bye, guys.